How to adjust or replace your steering rod headset. If you've diagnosed a worn headset, you will need to replace the bearings, and if your headset is too loose, it will need adjusting or you will need to replace the bearings. This video will show you how to remove the steering rod to access the bearings, as well as ensuring the headset is adjusted correctly. How to replace your bearings. You can have your bike on the ground or elevated to do this, but you need to have access to the underneath of the bike. We will show the bike lying on its side to have better access to the steering rod. Make sure to have something soft underneath to prevent scratching the frame. The tools you need to do this are a 3mm hex key, a 4mm hex key, a 5mm hex key, a torque wrench with a 3, 4 and 5mm hex key attachment, a small flat-headed screwdriver, a soft-headed hammer, high-performance grease and a rag. The parts you need are new bearings and long, thick zip ties. Start with your bike standing or elevated, and with a 5mm hex key loosen the 2 bolts on the steering rod clamp and remove the linkage from the steering rod. It will require a bit of force. Next, lie the bike down on its side on something soft. Then with a 4mm hex key, loosen the 2 bolts on the easy up stem lifter alternately. And with a 3mm hex key, loosen the fixing bolt. Release the quick release lever, then lift the stem lifter along with the handlebars off the steering rod, taking care not to lose any of the pins. Tighten the bottom bolt so the pins don't fall out, then wipe away the old grease from the stem lifter and place the handlebars on the ground. Remove the spacer, top cap, compression ring and bearing. Then remove the steering rod from underneath the bike. Next, remove the weather seal and bearing from the bottom cup. You may need to use a small flat-headed screwdriver to do this. Clean both top and bottom cups with a rag so all the old grease and dirt is removed. Then clean the bottom of the steering rod and crown race. Then apply new grease to the bottom cup only. Take the bottom bearing and identify the angled side. Place it in the bottom cup with the angled side facing up into the bike. Grease the surface of the bearing, then cover with the weather seal. Grease the crown race and then push the steering rod up into place as far as it will go. Then take the linkage and place it back onto the steering rod. You will need to hammer it into place. There should be 5mm of steering rod beneath it. Then grease and tighten the bolts with a torque wrench and 5mm hex key attachment to 7 to 9 Nm. Then take 2 long, thick zip ties and secure the linkage to the frame of the bike so that when you orientate the bike, the steering rod does not move out of place. You can now stand your bike up again, taking care of the handlebars and cables. Grease the top cup and inside of the steering rod. Then grease the bearing and place it over the steering rod with the angled side facing down. Then place the compression ring, top cover and spacer and wipe away any excess grease from the steering rod. Then take the easy up stem lifter holding the underside in place, loosen the bottom bolt and place the stem lifter and handlebars onto the steering rod and push them down firmly, orientating them with the front wheel. To see how to adjust your steering rod headset and align your handlebars further, see the relevant video in the links below.